Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jonathan from AJ&Smart, sitting here in the AJ&Smart office, and I thought what I would do is give you a look inside the AJ&Smart Design Sprint Masterclass, so you can kind of have a look at, what's beyond the paywall and what's in here, so to remove the mystery of it all. And basically, the main interface that you're going to be looking at is this, which is the sort of course interface. And what you get in this course interface is a mixture of course, all of the course videos, which are, before the sprint, day 1, day 2, all the exercises, day 3, prototyping, day 4, user testing, after the sprint, the iteration sprint, more downloadable resources, advanced facilitation techniques, Q&A with Jake Knapp, Facebook Live Q&As, how to convince your team client to do a design sprint. Also, a full section with Jake Knapp on the whole history of the design sprint, which I really, really love the story. Super cool to see how the design sprint came to be. That's actually with Jake Knapp, recorded here at our office at AJ&Smart. Let's have a look at this here for a second. Play.
And so this is sort of the beginning of what could be a journey that's quite a few hours for you. I worked at Microsoft, and I worked on a product called the Encarta Encyclopedia.
So actually, I think we should probably put that up at the top instead of down so low. Anyway, so you've got just a huge amount of content here if you're looking to learn how to run design sprints and looking for the most updated method. And also, it's not just going to be someone standing in front of a screen the whole time. If you look at this exercise, for example, expert interviews.
The whole group with the experts in the room with us on the Monday, and we're going to do, the experts are talking and writing individual post-it notes with how might we.
So you can see we actually kind of role play the exercises as well, so you can see exactly how that would play out.
Experts one at a time. And the whole group listens and writes how might we statements to rephrase the challenges that they're hearing. Then the group can also ask questions to the.
Yeah, so each exercise is in a lot of detail. We show you exactly how every exercise looks when it's actually being played out. Maybe I can show a more exciting one. I guess none of them are like super exciting looking, but drawing the map is something that's kind of a little bit more visual at least.
Discover your service. How do they learn more about it? And what are the steps involved with actually using the service? And
so you can see here.
Do this.
You can see here we're
just in the time
drawing a map from start to finish to show you exactly how that would work. So basically, yeah, behind the paywall, the majority of what you're getting here is the course videos. Also a huge amount of resources that you can download. One of the biggest ones is this giant beast of a keynote or PowerPoint or PDF, however you like to download it, which basically shows you how to run the sprint. And these are the slides we use with our clients, so you can kind of change the logos. A lot of people who buy the course, they just change the colors here, change the images, and it's a great little thing to use for running with the client. So essentially, this is what you would have on the screen. It's 117 slides. This is what you would have on the screen while you're running a design sprint. I walk into a lot of offices now and I see these exact slides on the screen, even though you can edit them, of course. One thing that's really, really amazing is the Facebook group. It's one of my favorite parts of the entire thing. The Facebook group, as I'm recording this video, currently has 780 members. I'm sure there's more by the time you get in there. And it's a closed group where everybody who joined the masterclass can discuss and share. This is something from 3 hours ago. Yesterday, I took my meetup into the most important startup interview. Okay, so this is actually interesting. We've been helping people out with setting up Design Sprint meetups. So that's a way that we say is a really, really great way to get clients. I was overwhelmed at the participation, 50 people, so I had to find a solution, Light and Decision Jam. Okay, so he's running these exercises, and you can see here that people within the group are talking and giving some praise. But there's also a lot of questions being asked in here. There's templates being shared, new templates. There's meetups happening in different cities all over the world. I'm just trying to look at someone, like there's a lot of videos from AJ&Smart. There's also a lot of people posting how much money they're making, which is kind of cool. Although since I'm doing this live right now, I would have to find it, but there's a lot of people just saying, oh, this is really cool as well. showing a different way to set up the sprint rooms if you don't have a lot of space. I might be facilitating a 14-person design sprint. What should I worry about? And you can see that this stuff is all very up to date. This is all within the last few days. It's a super, super, super active group. Really crazy, really impressive. Loads of questions being asked, always answered as quickly as possible by either AJ&Smart or the community. So yeah, this is a really, it's a closed community of people who have paid for this course and who are really interested in discussing and, getting as good as they possibly can. Here's a great one. On LinkedIn, a lot of people are posting their certificates and endorsing each other for the design sprint. A lot of people sharing here, really, really interesting. But yeah, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There was a really cool thing here, a virtual design sprint. It was a remote design sprint that people from this group ran together. It was super successful, really, really interesting. So that's the Facebook group. And what happens in this Facebook group is every 2 weeks we have a live Q&A with D. Actually, no, that's not true. We have a live Q&A with loads of different people from AJ&Smart. With D is the next one. We also have Jake Knapp coming up really, really regularly. He's the guy who wrote Sprint. And in these live Q&As, actually, they're all saved and you can rewatch them here. So let's have a look at one of them, just to give you an example of what that looks like.
Hello. We're live. Hi everyone. I don't know if there's anyone here just yet. It always takes a few seconds.
So that was from July, and there's another one from July. That's when they were in San Francisco.
Hello. I think we're live.
You can see also some of the
magically in here in the first.
You can see some of the transcript here of the most common questions being asked and when those questions are being asked. So these are fairly long recordings. I don't know where Jake's.
Yeah. Hello.
That hasn't been uploaded yet. So basically, yeah, it's these hour and a half long live Q&As where you can ask any question you like.
Allocate a little, kind of like start earlier in the morning, or you might need to go a bit later at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's not super interesting to show a Q&A, but I think you get the point that we're running these. Oh, here's maybe, they're in that order. I should have.
I'm good. I just noticed there's a lot of like green glare on my screen right here.
I think we're live.
I sit in a different angle.
Hi everyone, I think we've just gone live. Woo, we're here! Woo!
So yeah, Jake, the author, also joins these Q&As to answer questions. We've got one coming up in 2 weeks from when I'm recording this video. But yeah, they're super, super regular. What you also have in here in the interface is case studies, from the Sprint book. We're also adding things constantly on our side. It's just like so unbelievably packed full of things. What's super interesting as well, if you go to LinkedIn, if I open my LinkedIn, I can see just like non-stop people who are getting their certificates, posting them on LinkedIn. Obviously, this helps with getting jobs. I didn't plan clicking on this one, but you can see a lot of people are super excited about it. And yeah, like my entire notifications on LinkedIn are people who are finishing the course, posting their Design Sprint certificates. What's this? What is this? Oh yeah, and this is also kind of cool. Like people in companies who are taking the masterclass and then like posting videos of them now facilitating their own design sprints, which is super cool. I love seeing that being posted. But yeah, it's just like it just keeps going on and on. You can see all of these blue things are the certificates. Also, you should note that the certificates are also physical. So here you go as an example. You don't just get a digital certificate. You also get a physical certificate if you finish the course. It's also signed by Jake Knapp. It's signed by me, and it's signed by D. So basically, it's also like the only place where you can get something like that. Now, we're not like personally huge believers in certificates, but it is something that a lot of companies want to see. And so that's why we send out, we're sending out like 50 certificates every single month by hand, which also means, of course, like it's a nice little thing to receive in the post. So you do get that as well. So yeah, that's basically what you get in the Design Sprint Masterclass. It's a giant, sorry, it's a giant, fun, energetic course on how it's a reference, when you're like, oh man, how do I, I've got this exercise, how do we do the solution presentation? I need a lot more detail on that. The book didn't really describe it enough for me. I need a lot more info on that. So then all you need to do is go, okay, I need to go to that part of the design sprint, or straw poll and decider vote, all of those sort of things. And also there's common questions and pitfalls for each section, non-digital prototypes, tools we use. Like it's just the biggest, most chunky design sprint online course you can find anywhere. And that's really it. Just wanted to show you behind the scenes, because I know a lot of these online course sales things are kind of like this. It's all very hidden and you have no idea what you're going to get. But here's what you're going to get: every single thing you could possibly imagine for the design sprint. A really, really high quality community, bi-weekly live calls with AJ&Smart, also live calls with Jake Knapp, also us answering questions all day long. We have full-time staff. Ryan is one of our full-time staff who's just answering questions all day long for the design sprint. And yeah, really great vibe. People meeting up the whole time. Of course, we're not going to stop anyone from meeting up or try to step in there. But these meetups are really great. The Facebook group is amazing. Then people, of course, getting their certificates. And that's the whole thing. That is the Design Sprint Masterclass. And I thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Goodbye.